What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another Thursday edition. Welcome to the Activated Author Live. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. I'm your host, Melissa T, the procrastination bully, and your hashtag author bestie. I am making sure that everyone on all the platforms can see me. I'm coming to you live from YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So, welcome again to this week's edition of the Activated Author Live. Originally, there was a different topic I was going to cover. However, I did need to pivot a little bit. So today I did want to talk about these publishing pitfalls. I previously talked about publishing pitfalls because, there's some folks who are considering publishing a book, but they might want that heads up as to what to avoid, or at the very least, what mistakes or what hangups to be prepared for. So in tonight's edition, I'm going to talk to you about that. In case you missed the previous episode, this was probably a month or so ago when I talked about this. So I wanted to bring this back, especially because, drum roll please, I have the book in hand. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Pain to Prose Playbook is alive and well. It is in hand. Shout out to 48-hour books. No, these people are not paying me to say that. Like, I'm sharing this with you as one of the solutions here in terms of a publishing pitfall. Right now, one of the challenges I'm having with my book, and this is purely incidental, but KDP is acting up right now. Amazon KDP is acting up right now. So I had submitted all the files necessary to get the book processed on their end. And I'm about to show y'all exactly the error message that I've been getting. And it hasn't been resolved yet. If you go to KDP's contact page, you're not even in a position to be able to call them unless you're really trying to dox them and hunt them down, which I'm not going to do that. It's okay. Let me show you this page right here so you guys can see it with your own eyes, because this is something to consider. All right, here we go. And then confirm in the comments, by the way, whether or not you can see it, okay? But right here, their page tells you, we're aware of issues impacting publishing workflows and some proof and author copy orders, and are actively working to resolve them. And of course, as a result of that, we're also experiencing higher than usual contact volume, so it may take us a bit longer to respond. Thank you for your patience. This is where we're at in terms of, if you've been looking for my book on Amazon and wondering why you haven't seen it, this is why you haven't seen it. This right here is why. Let me know if you see this page. This is my actual process page of actually uploading my manuscript in Kindle Direct Publishing. Ladies and gentlemen, I got the email over like the weekend that I intended to publish it. I came back, they gave me an error message about the way the words on my spine were set up. So I went back into my cover file, adjusted the spine, and was going back in here to re-upload everything. And this is what keeps happening. Because when you upload each of the files, what they require you to then do is do the book preview. You have to launch the previewer first so you get the visual and you can approve whether or not you're ready to go forward to continue with the pricing and to get it published out into the world, okay? I had done all of this and had actually gotten the approval message first. And then it came back with the book thing, with the spine issue. But now, for the last couple weeks, that's been the error. What you saw over there with the error processing manuscript or error processing cover, both files are giving me that error message. And you saw what it said, like, hey, we are aware of our issue with publishing workflows. That's what they're talking about when they say publishing workflows. That's what they mean. So as a backup for that, you'll want to go to another company in the meantime as a sort of stopgap. So it can be either Ingram Spark, or you can go through somebody like 48-hour books, especially if you're expecting like physical copies of your book, 48-hour books might be your clutch there. In terms of making your books available to order online through distribution, then Ingram Spark is your better bet there. Like they're your backup where that's concerned. And your Ingram Spark, just like Kindle Direct Publishing, is free to set up. They take their chunk out of the royalties for your book. Okay. So don't think you have to pay extra to set up your book in Ingram Spark. So just be aware of that. Like that is a tech happens. And speaking of tech, another tech happening. If you notice, I don't have my QR code in the corner anymore, nor do I have it up on the screen because, ladies and gentlemen, I used AI tool Manus to create the landing page for my book for folks to initially do pre-orders, and then once the pre-order window was closed, to do regular orders. Manus broke free of Manus is now independent again. Meta had bought them, I want to say at the beginning of the year, I think. And they broke away. And as a result of that, we had to download all of our backups and all of our tasks and whatever, because they were going to have to completely shut the website down. So if you went to painttoprose.com and noticed that the site was down, tech happened. Because of the breakaway from Manus with Meta, with Manus going independent again, they had to completely remove all of our content. And as I found out from our favorite girl, our favorite sister who's always on the show, Jessica Holly came through with the clutch phone call this afternoon to say, hey, when they told us to download our backups, like you thinking that the backups would be all you need to upload? No, like that alone was not enough. My website did not come back up because Jessica also had done the same thing. She had used Manus to create her landing page for her book for Everybody Can't Go, the hardcover, like with the dust jacket. She had done that. And so to find out that following their straight instructions was insufficient, and she is now having to rebuild her webpage. Like tech happened, y'all. Tech happened. So as a backup for something like that, there are plenty of other cost-effective options. What Manus is now doing, in case you're curious about, closing that loop, like what the final word was there, Manus is now independent and is now charging additionally for web hosting, which from a business standpoint, I get that, fully understand that. So now if you ask the Manus tool to create a website for you, it's gonna now charge you extra for hosting in addition to the subscription fee if you choose to pay for the subscription fee. Because now you're dipping into two buckets. You're now using it as an AI tool, which that's what the subscription fee would be for. But then if you ask it to make a website, now you're asking it to host the website. You can connect it to a separate domain, which of course that would be an extra cost because you're paying a domain registrar like a GoDaddy or a Squarespace or Ionos or something like that. You're paying that fee for them to host your domain names, or Wix. You know what I mean? Wix does the same thing. So then you've got that cost in addition to the web hosting that Manus is now charging you. So like all of that together, that is what the picture is like going forward now. So in full transparency, I won't be the one to recommend setting up a landing page in Manus like I did. Manus is a great AI tool for other things. Like by all means, use it to prepare slide decks. Like if you're somebody that needs slideshows done, Manus is a great tool for that. And you still get a lot on the free option. There is a free option on Manus if you want to use it, or if you're considering using it. There is a free option. Previously, I did pay the subscription fee. I plan to kill that. I intend to kill that account in terms of the subscription part, and just use the free version of it, because you still get a lot on the free version. Okay. Additionally, though, another option you can use is something like Claude. You can use something like Claude Code to vibe code, or You can use a website like Lovable, Lovable. That's another site that can help you design a website, or even better, design an app. Like if you wanted to create an app that's like a community or something that's just a subscription as a business model, Lovable is the tool with which to do that. So if you wanted to create a digital asset that ties into your book, an app, a framework, or something like that, you could go to Lovable and create something. And then on your website, like create like a link for folks to be able to download your app. Pretty amazing, right? So yeah, just wanted to share with y'all some of those publishing pitfalls, what my journey has been like so far with this book. So yeah, that way you're not thinking it's fully easy breezy at all times. Sometimes things happen that are beyond your control. And with my experience, I'm helping you understand how to pivot when you need to, including with this live stream. I had to pivot with tonight's episode as well, but that's all right. Thank you guys for joining me. And like I said, it is wonderful to have this thing like in hand. It is beautiful to have the book in hand. So, like, there is no greater feeling than this for an author. Having the physical thing, it's one thing to do an ebook and put that out there. That's awesome. Like, that is by far the fastest way to get a book out to any audience. But there is something more powerful about holding the physical copy of the book in your hand, seeing the pages and how they look in your hand, and to know, like, wow, this is real. Like, I'm an author. Like, that first time that it happens, it is invigorating. Now, for me, this is book number 10 for me. But I can tell you, as someone who is self-published 10 times, it doesn't get old. The feeling never gets old. So if you're considering writing a book, or if you're considering writing your next one, this is your sign to keep going. Like, publish that thing. Get that high again of being able to hold the book in your hand. Definitely shoot for it. And again, by all means, use a site like 48 Hour Books to do it. Another site you can use if you want to, or if you want to shop around, is lulu.com. As I heard from my big bro, L. David Harris, who's also a publisher himself, he has used lulu.com as well. And he told me, he was like, hey, listen, like, Lulu's great if you as the author care about aesthetics, but they're like over the top amazing with their aesthetics, which is why their stuff is overpriced. He said, just go through 48 Hour Books for your print stuff. Like, if you're going in hand, you got speaking engagements, or you've got books to deliver to people, go through 48 Hour Books. The quality is good, not nearly as over the top, and is more cost effective. So I was like, noted. Like, I'm coachable. I do what my coaches tell me to do. You feel me? Like, I make sure to do as instructed. Shout out to all the folks in the comments. I love y'all. Shout out to Miss Rosalie. She put, yeah, because she saw the book. Yes, thank you for your confirmation that you saw the screen when I was sharing it. Shout out to you, Mr. Lamasley, as well. I'm glad you were able to see the screen. And of course, Ms. Rosalie says, I know God is doing something behind the scenes. This will be greater when this tech foolishness clears up. 100%. 100%. I agree with you. Because this has to be the KDP thing. Technically, Amazon is probably losing. That's a losing proposition for Amazon. They're going to have to fix that like ASAP. I forget the exact statistic, but like thousands of people self-publish books every day. Every day. So imagine your website or your system being down for this long so that the authors cannot publish on your platform. Obviously, they're going to find another platform to use, right? So, yeah, they got to hurry up with that so that those of us who need to get our books out there to the rest of the world can do that. I always reference my episode 90 of the podcast for your other options outside of Amazon. If you want to go beyond Amazon, there are plenty of distribution platforms, plenty. So go back to number 90. If you're on the YouTube channel, The Activated Author, just look for episode 90. Go under live on YouTube because it was a live stream. Episode 90, I broke down a bunch of other distribution channels. Yo, what's up, Montel? It's so good to see you. To the amazing poet laureate. Hello, my old friend. So good to see you, Montel. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you. For those of you who are new to the channel or who missed my interview with Montel, I had a blast chatting with him as a content creator. This was back in the Getting the Win show era, back when I was focusing solely on productivity. But we had a conversation on productivity for content creators. Like he's someone who was juggling at the time a 9 to 5 as well as his channel, like his content that he was creating. He is what we call a blurred, aka Black Nerd. So he is big into anime, comics, and gaming to a certain extent. I do believe he's still on Twitch, and he's got his YouTube channel at Navy Montel. So if that is your flavor, check that brother out. He is highly engaging and absolutely hilarious. Like if you need a brighter day, tune into Montel's content. Yes. And she's such a blessing. I still am. LOL. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Tune into this dude's content, man. Like he's hilarious. He is hilarious. And he does live stream his gaming on YouTube as well. So like if that's your flavor, definitely check him out. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. It means the world. Oh, I don't know if you had seen it, Montel, but yeah, the book is here, bro. The book is here. So let me know if you want to order your copy, Montel, and I'll make sure to get you yours. Because believe it or not, you have a book in you too. Like seriously. So I'll be glad to help you bring that book to life. Let me check over on IG, make sure in case we have any folks over there that have any comments or questions. And then, of course, on LinkedIn, shout out to my LinkedIn fam that check out these live streams, either in real time or on the replay. Shout out to the replay squad. Like, don't ever feel left out. Replay squad, you are just as valuable as the folks who tune in live. So thank you so much for tuning in. All right, let me check over here and make sure. But in the meantime, y'all, for those who have heard these pitfalls and these cautionary tales, let me know like your thoughts. Let me know if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. You know, I'm always happy to answer them in real time. And if you're part of the replay squad, you're catching this on the replay, drop a comment below. Drop a comment below this video if you're watching on YouTube, because the beauty with YouTube is that the replays are always up. They never delete them. Instagram is a little bit different. LinkedIn is a little bit different. But on YouTube, at Activated Author, by all means, like catch the replay and put your question in the comments below, and I'll be glad to answer them. I'm always happy. He said, oh yeah, there it is. I'm gonna have to get my copy. You've been telling me that for years. LOL. Yes. Yes. Let's get this book done. And as you can see, Montel, it's not that big. Like the book, if you're trying to do a book, there is no prescription for how big the thing needs to be. Like you can keep it simple and keep it small. This is a playbook, so I intentionally made it small so somebody can drop this in their backpack, drop it in their purse, take it with them wherever they want to go, so that they can continue to work on their book. No excuses. Like they can fit it in at 30 minutes a day. And speaking of 30 minutes a day, my boot camp is still coming up, y'all. It starts September 1st. Go to bootcamp.melissathomas.co/sign up if you are interested. 21 days at 30 minutes a day. We do 3 weekly Zoom calls at the beginning of every week. And then we have, if you go with the VIP option, we have weekend Q&A calls where I check in with everyone, check their progress, but you get emails each day with the instructions, a 30-minute action step each day. to get your book done in 21 days. And that is very much possible. I promise you it is. I have folks who have now been through my framework during the boot camp, as well as during the author activation weekend, the full retreat. And I'm pleased to say that this year alone, I've got 3 authors under my belt. 1 repeat author, shout out to Jessica Holly, JR, David Nesbitt Jr., who's been on this live stream several times, and Cecilia McMorris. Cecilia McMorris went through my free workshop, the boot camp, and the retreat. She was a virtual attendee for the retreat. Her book is now in the editing phase. Like, she's done writing. So her book will be published by the end of this year. Super, super excited for her. Absolutely. Let me see. I'm still using the procrastination journal that you gave me, and it's been a huge help. Yay! I'm so happy to hear that. That's this, y'all, the procrastinator journal. At least that one is on Amazon. So if you want to go get that, by all means, get it. The Procrastinator's Journal. That one's on Amazon, and it's hardcover, so it's durable. You can carry that with you wherever you go. Okay. I'm glad it's been helping you, Montel. That's great to hear. I'm super, super, super happy about that. So yes, it is perfectly possible to get your book done in 21 days. It's perfectly possible to become an author and use that book as a tool for someone else's transformation. Like the folks I've been able to coach over the last couple of years, they are now transforming other people's lives. Jessica's a speaker and coach. JR is a coach, and now he's an author. So he gets to add speaker here soon, now that his book is out. And I am an author and coach, and here soon I can add speaker, like professional, full-time speaker to my roster now that this is here, because I'll get to be ordering copies of these as part of my contracts. You know what I'm saying? All about getting these speaking gigs and contracts. You feel me? So, and by the way, I did do an episode, an activated author episode, where I talked about being able to get your book bulk ordered. So look for that episode as well. That's one of the more recent episodes where I talk about bulk pre-orders. Okay. So you can take a look at that episode as well. Now, one thing that I will share in terms of upcoming episodes, it may or may not be next Wednesday. We shall see. Watch this space. I'll let you know if for sure it's this coming Wednesday. But one of the elements that I talked about in the publishing journey, your author journey, is creating audiobooks. And I have an interview coming up with a gentleman who is an audiobook producer. His name is Vaughn Foy. And I can't wait for you guys to join that conversation, because he's going to break down like why it's important to create audiobooks, what you can use your audiobooks to do in terms of your business model, and why sometimes audiobooks are an actually faster option for your readers than even going print or digital with it, like print or ebook with it. Sometimes audiobooks are actually the better first step for your readers to become connected with you. So we'll get into that conversation. Like I said, watch this space. If you're not subscribed on YouTube yet, be sure to subscribe at Activated Author. Follow me on Instagram and Threads at Activated Author for all things personal development, authorship, and self-publishing. And of course, if you subscribe on YouTube, I do shorts every morning. So I usually drop personal development nuggets in my shorts. So the long form videos are all about the publishing, the authorship and self-publishing, sometimes a little personal development in there, because I'm all about healing. I talk about healing through writing. But yeah, if you want a quick nugget of motivation or personal development every morning, subscribe on YouTube. I do my shorts every morning. All right. That is it for this live stream, y'all. Like, if I needed to throw something else in just to wrap this up and put a bow around it, especially on that personal development note, like, do not be daunted when these weird pitfalls come up. Like, keep going, especially if you're planning to do a print version of your book. Definitely keep going. Get a reward for your pain, as my coach, E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, would say. Get a reward for your pain. Okay? Like, go through the process, learn the workarounds, because then Not only do you know that for yourself, but you can then relay that to other people who want to do it or who are going through it. And you can be like, hey, I learned this. Like, use this. Don't waste your time worrying about that. Like, this is what I learned. Use this. Case in point with Jessica, right? Like she and I had managed landing pages. She went through the pitfalls first and called me and said, hey, don't even waste your time with this. Like, pick another option, reroute. Okay. In my case and hers, we both use a CRM software called Go High Level. CRM is customer relationship management. And Go High Level allows you to build websites in there. So I plan to just build another landing page for the book in there because my website is in there already. So it's just going to be its own other page. And once I have that updated, I'll send the QR code and the link back out for you guys. But in the meantime, if you're interested in ordering your copy of the Pain to Prose Playbook, follow me on Instagram or subscribe on YouTube and comment book in all caps to let me know that you want a copy of the book, and we will connect and I will give you the link to be able to order your copy. All right. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all, thank you for rocking with me this Thursday. This was another brief episode, another brief live stream, but I appreciate all of you. It is a wrap. I will see you again next Wednesday at 6 p.m. for the recorded episode. And of course, always, I'm in the live chats with those. So even on the Wednesday episodes, y'all, even though they're recorded, like, type in the live chat or type in the comments. I always see them and I always respond, right? Any questions you have, I'm happy to take a look at them and answer them, right? I love y'all. Take care. Have a great and productive rest of your Thursday. Great and productive rest of the week.